So today I got frustrated with a student who was choosing to do nothing. And it's pandemic times. We have masks on. It's socially distanced. It's not ideal. And what I'm teaching, we can't have all the fun we would want to have here in this awesome space. But still, the student was just choosing to sit there. I had an activity that could be fun for somebody who was trying, or it could be boring if somebody was, you know, ignoring it. And I got frustrated. The the question I asked the student was, what are you interested in? What do you like to do? And just like every other student that gets to this point with me, they said, I don't know. Or the other answer is nothing. And so I started to say to the student, I'm in here trying to show you all these new things that you might be interested in, you might really enjoy, you might think is really cool. And, all your classmates are trying out this stuff. They're open to trying some, even if they think they don't, even if they don't know if they'll like it. They're trying this stuff, and you know, uh, they're gonna figure out the stuff that they like and the stuff that they don't like just by trying out so many different things. But how are you gonna figure out what you're interested in? How are you gonna figure this out? And they didn't have a good answer. It got me thinking about how, as teachers, a lot of times we're just trying to help students do the bare minimum. And as we lower our expectations and make it easier to pass so that it's easier as teachers. We don't want to have angry parents. Oh, my student was trying, we didn't realize we were failing. 10,000 excuses that we've all heard. We make it so that, okay, it's just easier to pass this kid along. And what they learn in that is that, oh, I don't really need to try. I can just try a little bit at the very end and I'll pass, and that'll be good enough. They start thinking that grades are what really matter in school, and they're not. Teachers are trying to help them do the bare minimum so that they are progressing and getting some skills, and they can function as an adult or as a young adult. And what I'm trying to do in this class is help you understand what you want to create and what you would like to do that's different. But kids don't seem to get that. They get that because I'm not saying you must do this right now and it must look like that. They think that it's okay to do less in my class. It's kind of a tragedy. So what I said to the student next was, what if you had teachers that gave you what you wanted for the rest of your life? All the way through 12th grade, they just let you sit on your phone or sit on YouTube the whole class period. And that would be awesome, was the response. But then we dug into it for a second and said, well, what would you know by the end of 12th grade? Would you be a great student? Would you have a lot of options? When you got to your first job, would you be able to succeed in it? And what kids don't realize is that the people who are pushing them, the people who are, getting them to do the work and buckle down and learn the thing, are the people who are helping them succeed in the future. The teachers that they might like the most, the teachers that are the easiest, I've done it too, where I let a kid pass, or I give a decent grade, or I let a kid slide on a day when they aren't doing much. I'm not doing them any favors, and in fact, they're going to get to the end of high school with far less skills and far fewer options because I'm not pushing them. But I think that as educators, we push kids so much that we kind of box kids in, and so instead of kids thinking, oh, I really enjoy this, I want to work on this, the mindset is always, what do I have to do? What do I need to do? What are you making me do? How can I do this as fast as I possibly can to get to the end and be done? And that's a mindset that we need to try to get away from, especially with our students, because if all they're thinking about is, okay, what do I have to do to get this teacher, get my parents off my back, then as soon as they go off and they have some freedom, they don't have the capacity to discipline themselves and do some real work. I would rather leave it open-ended and try to find things that they want to pursue and show awesome things in my awesome classroom where kids can dive deep into something that they didn't think they could do before. But the system, everything that we've built we have to push and push and push, and oh, hey, we're going to check your understanding, and we're going to give you a quiz, and if you don't do well in the quiz, here's what you do next, here's what you do next. And they get so used to being pushed and prodded and reminded that kids entirely forget how to be curious and what they are doing there and why they should care about school. You know, as teachers, we don't need to make sure that they memorize this thing exactly perfectly. I think we need to start talking more about why it is we're doing the work and why it is that, you know, this is an activity that we're doing, and it doesn't need to be your favorite, but giving the minimum amount of effort just isn't acceptable, and it's gross. We're pushing kids so much that kids can't really function without somebody pushing them in that exact same way. And that's the biggest problem I'm having here as the innovative arts teacher. I'm not pushing them in the same way that they're used to, and their immediate reaction is, I'm going to do less. And that's the habit they've built. That's the habit of thinking kids have, is I'm just not going to do quite as much. So I think we need to get away from push, grades, here's what's important, it's the grade that matters, to, hey, what did you learn? What are you thinking? Why are you choosing this? Why are you choosing to do nothing at this point? And circle back to the human part of each student instead of the grade and the output and the performer part of each student. If they lose their curiosity and they're just little robots who do the teacher's bidding, you know, what good is that? Who's cheering for that world to come to be? So to finish this up, I want to remind teachers and want to remind students that we're here to help them understand the options that are out in the world, to have some skills, to learn how they learn, instead of just to memorize some more facts and get that grade. Because if you learn how your brain works and you learn how to dig deep in yourself and what it is you want to do, then you're gonna you'll never be bored. But we don't talk in these terms at all to our students. So just some food for thought for the night. That's my thing for today. I hope you have a great day. Bye.